Good morning, friends. I'm Melissa Wren, and I wanted to talk to you today about two books that have changed my life and just share with you what those are and in what ways they have changed my life. So the first one, and this was one of the first personal development books that I read probably about 3 to 4 years ago, but it's called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I don't know if you've heard of him, but I have shared a lot of his morning videos. Hi, Annie. A lot of his morning videos on Facebook over the last few years. Hi, Becky. And I just think he has such insight. He's definitely a businessman, but he knows how to put things into words that really can help anyone, whether you're running a business or you're just running your life or your household. He has just the best way of looking at things. So I'll tell you a little bit about it after I share what the second one is. So the second one is actually, I'm cheating just a little bit because it's actually an audio, but it is a book too. I just happened to, I think on Amazon, hi Tina, I just happened to pick it up as an audio because I was driving back and forth to work at the time when I was listening to it. And so I needed something, I'll be honest with you, just the way the situation was at work, I needed something positive to listen to and develop myself from, and this was perfect because it's three audio CDs, but I think they're not very long. Like, I think you can listen to the whole thing in a few days in the matter of driving back and forth to work. And it just had some really good applicable things that you could do to change your life. And so it's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and he's actually the CEO of a company I know a lot of you guys are with. But he just has some great ideas as well. And so I started listening, and I've actually listened to this probably 4 or 5 times. And I'm thinking about putting it in today and just listening to it again because it's that good. And every time I listen to it, I hear something new. Which, have you ever found that with books, that you start hearing things that you never heard before, or you start seeing things that you've never seen before when you're listening or reading a book? I found that so many times. So I wanted to share, I opened up to a couple pages this morning that I thought just spoke to why I love this book, and I just happened to open up to them. So I thought, okay, this is meant to be for me to share with you. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about the books and how they've changed me. But I was listening to, or actually I've been reading a lot of John Maxwell books because, and I've listened to him a lot too. But in my mastermind groups, we always focus on a John Maxwell book because it is a John Maxwell mastermind group. And so I thought this was just fitting that the quote that I found in here from John Maxwell, he says, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. According to research, it takes 300 instances of positive reinforcement to turn a new habit into an unconscious practice. That's almost a year of daily practice. Fortunately, as we talked about earlier, we know we've got a much better chance of cementing a new habit into our lives after 3 weeks of diligent focus. That means if we bring special attention to a new habit daily for the first 3 weeks, we have a far better chances of making it a lifelong practice." So he goes on, he says here, the key is staying aware. If you really want to maintain a good habit, make sure you pay attention to it at least once a day, and you're far more likely to succeed. Well, in the health and fitness industry, that definitely is so true, and that's where this came from, was a recommendation from, I don't know that it was from Beachbody, but it was from maybe an upline or someone talking about the book and how good they thought it was. And hi Andy, thanks for joining, guys. I never can tell. It looks like people like come and join me and then they drop me like hot potatoes. Anyway, I'm not going to let it bother me because I'm going to share what I love, and it'll hit the right people and the wrong people leave. All right. So anyway, so I thought that was so true though. If you're making changes with your health and fitness, you guys, you just have to stick with it. And it does become a habit after a while. And that's the one thing I can say that has stuck with me. It's not playing. Andy, why do you have problems with my videos? I don't understand. Is anybody else hearing me? If you're on and you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or something. Anyway, maybe you can hear it later. But where was I? Now I've lost track. But, if you're trying to make some changes, you just have to stick with things and you just have to keep going. and it will become a habit. It just takes a while. And honestly, I think it probably takes more than 3 weeks to truly become something you don't think about. Oh, good, Tina, you can hear me. I think if you give it a good 3 solid months, it just becomes a thing that hi Jennifer, it just becomes something that you do on an automatic basis, and it's not something you have to think about. Like, I don't have to think about, I'm going to get up and work out. It's just part of my routine. I don't really have to think about what I'm going to eat most days, because I kind of already have something that I do every day that doesn't make me have to think a lot. And I like that. I like something that I don't have to spend a lot of energy on. So those have become habits. And I honestly will say, just from the things, the compound effect, and honestly, these two are so much alike. I mean, they're not a lot different, but there's enough differences in them that I love them both. So in The Slight Edge, listening to him, it's like turning simple disciplines into massive success. And he just talks about just the little things that we do every single day add up. So when we think we're getting in that 10-minute workout, and we think, oh, I could have done better, or I should have done this or I should have done that. Just be proud of the fact that you're doing something, and know that those little things add up over time. Choosing to eat something healthier over not so healthy. Again, it's just little things like that add up. Having that extra piece of candy every day, that adds up too. I mean, it truly does. So it's just little daily disciplines. The other thing that I liked in the compound effect that I turned to, and I thought this was perfect for my morning routine talk yesterday, is, Darren talks about, he has a morning routine, and I just want to read briefly to you. He says, my morning routine is my Jack Nicklaus pre-shot preparation. It sets me up for the entire day. And wasn't that what I was saying yesterday, is that if you're doing things where you have like a morning routine, it really does set the tone for the day. Because it happens every morning, it's locked in and I don't have to think about it. That's the beauty of it. His iPhone alarm goes off at 5 a.m., sometimes 5:30, and he confesses he hits the snooze button. But then he knows he only has 8 minutes. So what does he do during those 8 minutes? He says he does 3 things. First, he thinks of all the things he's grateful for. So he's in bed doing this, thinking about that, so he's not distracted by electronics. And he says he knows he needs to attune his mind to abundance. And I think that's so true of our lives, is we have to look at the good in our lives. And you're thinking of good things attracts more good things. And I've learned that from so many of the books that I've read. The world looks, acts, and responds to you very differently when you start your day with a feeling and orientation of gratitude for which you already have. So true. And secondly, he says he does something, sounds a bit odd, but he sends his love to someone. So he sets, in his mind, he thinks of somebody, and he just sends lots of loving thoughts to them and wishes. He says some would call it a prayer, but he says he calls it a mental love letter. So, and he says, he works on thinking about, for right now, his big goal was spending more time and energy deepening the love and intimacy in his marriage. And so he plans 3 things he can do each day to make sure his wife feels loved, respected, and beautiful. And then he goes on to talk about how he has his routine of exercise, stretching, and he also has some time dedicated to reading something that he learns from. So it just kind of reiterated what I've been putting into practice without really realizing, hey, that's kind of where I got this from, was reading The Compound Effect. So the compound effect, basically things, and again, Slight Edge, things just kind of keep compounding. You do one little thing and then that leads to something else. You show love to somebody and you receive love. It's all about that. It's simple daily disciplines that help you lead a better life. So how has it helped me? Again, I do things without having to think about it. I don't have to think about the fitness. I don't have to think about the healthier eating. It's just ingrained in what I do. That is a good thing. It really is. Because if you're constantly in a battle state, it's energy depleting. So the other thing is, I think it's just made me a more positive person. Now, I'm not saying I don't have a lot of room for improvement, because I think we all do. But when I think about where I was at a couple years ago in kind of a toxic work situation, and I think about where I'm at today, I go back and I thank these books for helping me work on me. Because hi Sandy, if I didn't change, my life's not going to change. Amen? So if you don't change something you're doing on a daily basis, chances are your life is going to look like just like it looks like today, 5 years from now. Do you want that? Do you want to be at the same weight? Do you want to be in the same relationships? Maybe there's some good relationships in your life and maybe there's bad. Do you want to be in the same job? Do you want to be negative all the time? Do you want to just feel energy depleted all the time? Or do you want to be a happier, healthier, more positive person? I honestly attribute it to these two kind of getting me started. Now, I have a whole library full of stuff. Bill has a library full of books. We have some great things, and I'd love to share more of my favorites. But if you're looking for a couple things that you could pick up at the library or on Amazon, I should be getting linked up with Amazon here because I'm recommending a lot of things. But I love books, and they've really honestly changed my life. But The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy and The Slight Edge, either audio, and I'm sure The Compound Effect probably comes in audio too. My favorite are when the author reads them, but I don't know for sure since I've never listened to the audio and The Compound Effect. I don't know for sure if Darren reads it. But Jeff Olson, definitely something to pick up on either book or audio. So hope that helps you guys. If you have a book that truly has changed your life, I'd love to know what it is. And I'm going to continue. I'll have a new series, a couple new topics this week coming up. And next week, I think I'm going to do some grocery shopping tips, like maybe go to Aldi and do that. Oh, thank you, Tina. I'm going to have my little videographers with me because, hi, Ellen, are you almost home? I think I saw last that you were getting ready to enter Indiana on your way home from Florida. Hope you've had a great trip. But anyways, I'm going to be talking about, I think, some grocery tips. Maybe Ellen can join me. Would you like to join me at Aldi and do a video together? We both love Aldi. We both shop at Aldi. And I know I'm getting off topic here, but Ellen has joined me in the fitness and health and making changes in her life. And all this stuff goes together. I don't know what her favorite book might be, but I'd love to know. But I'm thinking, yeah, do some Aldi shopping tips and share those with you guys. And maybe Ellen and I can do that together. So until tomorrow, enjoy. If you've got the sunshine like we do here in Fishers, please enjoy. And I will talk with you guys soon. Bye.